Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Anime Over Analyst here, and today I've got another Black Clover opening analysis video. This is going to be the eighth opening. This is the one that the song is called Sky and Blue, which is an okay song. I think I actually put it under forgettable in my tier list, but yeah, I'm actually just gonna just jump right on into it. So we got this kind of opening shot with the skull, and we got the Wizard King just kind of chilling on top. Um, the song just kind of just kicks off right immediately. Of course, I've got it muted because I've been dealing with copyright strikes, and it's been a pain in the butt. So we get the opening logo here, and let's see. I am at 2.5 speed, mainly because, once again, I keep getting copyrighted. So, yeah, once again, opening logo with the red. The red pretty much just signifies Asta. That's pretty much Asta's trade color. Nothing else of too terrible importance. I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit here. And then we got this green, which signifies Unos because of course Uno is wind. He's got the wind base. We still got the poem underneath. That's not changing. Pretty simple this first part of the opening. Not really too much. Then we get an opening just kind of scene, I suppose, of footsteps running, and you get to see that it is both Asta and Yuno. And I love the greenery in this shot. It's really cool. Ooh, okay, that looked kind of weird. I'm gonna move it to point 0.5 just because this is taking uh the way this is going. So yes, we have Asta running ahead, and then we're gonna have chasing behind because that's just kind of how Asta is. Asta's always been the energetic one. Notice that they're running over here to where the light is. Once again, light is a very important theme in these Black Clover openings, and having, Asa running towards the light, he's always like going towards the light representing like the future and or his ambitions. So really, really cool. He's runs right on in, and of course the light's on the left side of his face, while on it's his kind of right side. The left side of his face is in shadow, and I think that's to also kind of represent the elven side of because as you know, when he gets taken over by the elven side, he starts wearing that green crown on the left side of his face. So just that signet that, whatnot. Then we've got just kind of the flashback to pretty much episode one, where it's like one or two. It's the first chapter in the manga, but the first chapter in the manga takes up like 3 or 4 episodes. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyways, we got Asta against the creeps that were beating up and got that nice, brilliant smile. And of course, his teeth got all healed up because they used One Piece logic. Then we got an art style change here, which is really cool. You have ahead with Asta kind of looking behind. Let's just kind of get one more shot, and oops. Ah, I try to be professional, it just doesn't happen. There we go. So, like I said, we have Asta behind and in front, and that's pretty much to just kind of always signify that Asa is always trying to catch up to, always, always. And I kind of like this kind of bluish purple color here. It's very unique. It's not used a lot in Black Clover, and I wonder if this is more like the significance to like royalty. Maybe it could even foreshadow Yuno's royalty a little bit. He does wear the crown. Now that I think about it, this does foreshadow, being a royal quite a bit with that crown. Because if you're caught up with the anime, you'll know that he is of royal blood from the Spade Kingdom. So that's actually really cool, and it's almost like here he's being burdened with that knowledge. Except, that's way way ahead. Like right now, we're still in that. Elven arc, the Royal Knights arc. This is when they first got into being Royal Knights, and you can even tell because Asta is wearing the Royal Knights outfit, so is Yuno. So they're both wearing the Royal Knight stuff, and you know, Yuno's pressing ahead, and Asta, we got that shifting in his feet, like this hesitation here. It makes me think that he realizes that something's going on with Yuno, but he's not really sure how to approach it because Yuno's his best friend. So I like this hesitation because it just really shows like a weird, what's going on. He doesn't know. Then we've got a shot of Licht and the first Wizard King with not Mimosa, but Mimosa's like great 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 grandmother, the Wizard King's sister who ends up marrying Licht. So that's just they're chilling out. We've got I think this is Patri along with the other guys, or maybe that person in the background is Patri. Actually, let's take a quick look again. Yeah, that's Licked. That's Licked again. And that's Patri turned away in the background because Patri is actually the one that goes and revives the true Licht. Patri's the one that takes over William Vengeance and he pretends to go by the name of Licht. So that's kind of a cool nod because you can just barely see him there in the background. And of course, we've definitely got all the other top three. So super, super cool. And then we get this nice zoom out shot of Licht walking Licht slash Patri walking up to I think that's the castle. That's the castle that they eventually take over. That's what it looks like. And then you got the shot of the true Licht holding his wife while everything's burning around him. And that's just kind of like the image that's burned into his mind. You can even kind of see like that same structure in the background. So it's like he's walking into his memory and it's just like that's just really haunting him. So that is just a kind of cool touch, you know. We got Raya. That's his name. I couldn't remember any of these guys' name. Raya is, being transformed into his elven side, and we get this really quick shot of like that whole place kind of being shot up. Just what I'd say with the beams, but it's kind of like it's being activated. Then you get the image of this is the demon Dweller sword, I believe. It's the third sword that Asta takes, and it's one that Licht, the real one, was originally wielding. So he has it kind of sums it up. We get these really, really brief shots. Like I might have to go to 0.25 speed for this once again. So because they are really brief. So here we got once again Vengeance by the looks of it, and he's being taken over by Patri at this point. Then we've got this is really, really cool. I like this shot real quick because this is Leopold and he's in the shadow of his older brother because at this point, Mary Leona is in charge of the Royal Knights. That pretty much puts Leopold as captain, like, of the Crimson Lions. He's kind of the interim captain of the interim captain. And throughout this entire arc, he feels like he can never live up to his brother, hence living in his shadow. And I just love this image because there's so much symbolism in that. Like just how down he feels, how much. Then of course we have Luck, who he does what he does. Like he's all happy and stuff because he wants to please his mother. And he doesn't think that anyone else would actually love him, which turns out to be really quite false. Because he has his whole Black Bulls family, and this is like the only time that we actually get to see Luck cry, which it holds a very powerful moment because Luck really shows how much, the Black Bulls means to him and how he now has a new family. So, but that's just kind of like his own darkness. Then we get the bro fist because of course we got to have the bro fist, and this is the first stage when that the first time they did this, where Asta and Yuna fist pumped, right after Asta saved Yuno, and it's kind of like Asta was just realizing all those memories and all those people that really mean something to him. So like all those images just kind of flooded into Asta all of a sudden. He's like, "Yo, I'm right here for you." And so he kind of gets that serious, determined look and just starts chasing after because, not only is he trying to catch up to in like parallel level or even status level, but he always kind of puts above himself a little bit because sometimes better than him. And he also, I think at this point, he sees that Yuno's going down a darker path a little bit, and he wants to help him. He wants to make sure that keeps on the straight and narrow. So this is a very, very like emotional felt scene. I really enjoy that. And then we got this whole zoom out with Mario Leona, best female character of Black Clover. Maybe. I'm on the fence because I really like Sekre, but she doesn't show up here yet. Um, Leona is still, she's so cool. She does this whole like ground pound and destroys the earth around her with her fire because she's a freaking monster. And she's going up against Raya, and she's like, what, 5-1? You need to even the odds a little bit. You need more. Of course, we've got Rill, who's in elven form, so he's summoning his like monster creatures. We also, let's see now. We also have Asta in the background. Asta does come and help fight in a solid second. So, just slicing and dicing. Asta, I this is actually really cool. Let's actually back it up and actually play it at like full speed because the this is just some slick animation here. I really enjoy what they do. So he literally just goes and just does all that chop. And so really, really nice animation. Of course, you get to see the demon side of him as well. He still doesn't have the full demon takeover yet. So super slick, super, super well done. I really enjoy that kind of just animation. Then we get this quick zoom out of Patri. I believe this one's Patri, and he's wielding both the Demon Dweller and uh, don't quote me on the names of the swords. I'm terrible with names, but he's got two of the swords, and Asta is still wielding the big one. But we get this really cool shot of Asta and Juno going up against him because that was a very pivotal fight in the anime and in the manga. Just really, really well done narrative wise. So they just really nice, smooth animations of them going up against Patri and just straight up annihilating him. Well, I won't say annihilating because eventually they do get their bet. They do get destroyed. I'm actually gonna do normal speed for this again because I do like this fight scene here. Not really much to talk about in the way of thematics, but the way that it's really portrayed was just real smooth. Then, of course, we've got that scene in the first episode where, they do the fist pump right in front of the statue, just kind of showcasing their future powers. And I really love this kind of rainbowy color palette, the how the light pinks fade into the purples to like the turquoises. That's just really cool. I really enjoy that. And we've got like this weird like daffodil effects. They're like, I believe they're daffodils. So where we have, they look at each other, and then you see Yuno, and you kind of get to see the age progression of Yuno. He starts off with, how where he started the series, and then he becomes, the Golden Dawn, so he changes clothes again, and then this is what he looks like now with the royal guards. And if you notice, he's walking further and further away, kind of making Asta feel like he's being further and further back behind, as progresses. Asta doesn't feel like he's nowhere near catching up to him. So I really like that image and that concept as well. Just a really, really nice touch. Once again, we have Asta. Beforehand, he was chasing after him, and now he's stopped because I don't know. I don't know why he stopped. Asta's just like, yep, that's you now. But then he puts his face down, just kind of contemplating about the meaning of life because it's Asta. And he's like, "Yeah, you're ahead of me, but I'm gonna catch up to you because that's also Asa." Asa's like, "Yeah, I know you're ahead of me, and you're so far ahead of me, but I'm not gonna give up because, like he says, not giving up is his magic power, kind of like his ninja way if he was in Naruto." So really, really nice. Got that good, great old smile and starts chasing after, again. So it is kind of weird how Asta doesn't start following and then starts following and then suddenly isn't following is back to the same spot and then starts following again. So kind of some inconsistencies there, I suppose. However, the imagery is still really nice. And so we're gonna get this nice shot of Asta looking up, at the future or at the first Wizard King once again on top of the statue of the demon that there. So just really, really nice imagery. I love the orange aesthetic. How everything is just kind of orange based. Really, really like that. Got a nice shot of just a nice rotating shot. We don't get very many like rotating shots, and this is done so flawlessly. Like if I just start back here and once again go back to normal speed, just watch how effortlessly this rotating shot is done. You know, that's not that it looks simple because with a camera you could do that pretty easily, but they're not using camera. This is all drawn. The background might be CGI, but Asa's definitely not. And so, like, the fact that they were able, oops, wrong one. That'll be in my next video. So back back up. So yeah, just just well done overall. I really enjoy how much work gets put into these openings. Just fantastic job. Every single opening. Even though I said this one was forgettable, I think in my Black Clover, tier list, this is still really well done. So, yep, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all for checking it out. I'm the Anime Over Analyst, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.